Welcome to this YouTube channel on how to buy businesses no cash down. I'm Carl Allen and I've been buying businesses for almost 25 years, more than 250 deals in 17 countries. This playlist is all about how to be a business trader. So buying a business no cash down, growing it quickly, then selling it on to the highest bidder. It's called business trading or business flipping. Here's the next video in the sequence. There are 5 in total.
Hey, it's Carl Allen back with you. This is part 3 of my 5-part video series on how to crush it as a business trader. Let's get right into it. So quickly, in part 1, I gave you a short overview of the 5-part video series and what's coming up. In part 2, I showed you my 10 golden rules of what to look for in any business that you want to buy. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2 yet, go check them out before you watch part 3. So today, in part 3, it's all about the 10-step closing process. And I've built this over a 23-year period and tested it and perfected it across more than 250 deals. $52.3 billion, that's billion with a B, in deal revenues, affecting more than 1 million employees. Working for the likes of Bank of America, Hewlett-Packard, Forrester and Gartner, and in 2008 I left the comfort of large corporates and became a deal maker for myself. I've used my acquisition experiences since 1992 to develop a simple yet devastatingly effective 10-step process for finding quality established businesses and acquiring them for no personal cash and even completely free in some cases. So this is my 10-step process checklist, and I'm going to go through each of the 10 steps individually. Step 1, creating a dream deal specification. Now, a dream deal specification is essentially a statement of what your ideal business will look like and what it will not look like. It covers your skills, your experience, the work-life balance that you want, and what sectors, niches, products, customers and locations are of interest to you. You also design a wealth creation plan, and this helps you focus in on the size of business that you need for cash at closing, monthly or annual payments to you, and finally the big exit payment when you decide to sell your business into the future. Number 2, origination of opportunities. Now, origination is a really fun part of the process. I use at least 5 approaches on a daily basis. These are social media, networking events, direct approaches, leveraging mine and others' professional networks, and finally business brokers who have many good unsold businesses on their books. Remember, check out my other video on this channel to show you that there are 2.44 million businesses sat unsold in the US and UK alone for more than 12 months. It's absolutely unbelievable. Number 3, research and analysis of targets. Once you've originated multiple opportunities, you now need to filter and compare them so you can get to work on the best opportunities that are mapped to your dream deal specification in step 1. You need to set up a basic list of criteria to judge each opportunity, leveraging the 10-point checklist for acquiring a cash-free business, which we discussed in part 2 of this video series. Step 4, valuation and deal structure to create a cash-free deal. The structure is all about looking at the basic sales and profit numbers to determine the annual free cash flow. This cash will determine what can be paid to the seller over a 3 to 5 year period. The future cash is called deferred consideration, vendor finance, or even loan notes. The payments can even be contingent on financial performance. So if the business doesn't perform the way you expect it, you end up paying less money or nothing at all in some cases. It's amazing. Step 5, raising finance to get paid at closing. Remember, you are not borrowing the money. The business is, because the business owns the assets that you're going to use as collateral. And the business is a totally separate legal entity to you. You need to assess the fundability of the balance sheet to raise finance against those business assets. The cash required at closing is to pay the seller some cash if he or she needs any, and more importantly, to provide capital for you to grow the business and also to provide you a lump sum personally at closing. Number 6, making offers and making negotiations. And no matter how good the business is, I always offer first to only take over the liabilities of the business. So the leases, the contracts, etc. So all the money raised from the assets is mine. And from experience, 10% of business owners will accept this. I then have 3 additional steps depending on how badly I want the business. However, I never ever provide any of my own personal capital. These 4 steps in total get me a deal 50% of the time, and the key is to originate multiple opportunities and then play them off against each other to see who cracks first. Number 7, deal exclusivity and planning. Because once you verbally agree a deal in step 6, you need to then create a 1-page letter of intent to acquire the business, the LOI. Now, the LOI is effectively an option for you to complete the deal within a specified period and subject to the high-level terms agreed. The LOI also gives you exclusivity to close the deal, free of any distractions or any competition. Step number 8, due diligence. Now, this is done by third parties on a contingent fee basis. Let me explain. During exclusivity and deal execution, it's really important to do 3 types of due diligence. Number 1, financial due diligence. Number 2, commercial due diligence. And number 3, legal due diligence. There's no requirement for you to do any of this yourself, except maybe some of the work contacting existing customers, etc., so you can introduce yourself. It's best to leave the vast majority of due diligence to lawyers and accountants, and this work is typically performed on a contingency fee basis, and this is very, very commonplace in the world of deal making. You typically have to pay a slightly higher fee, but the business pays the fees, not you, only if and when the deal actually closes. Isn't that cool? Number 9, legal contract. Again, this is done by third parties on a contingent basis. And similar to due diligence, the lawyer will negotiate the final purchase agreement for you and any finance contracts related to it on a contingency fee basis. Again, the business pay the fees, you don't pay the fees, and the business pays only if and when the deal closes. And this legal work will also include negotiating warranties and guarantees from the seller. These are essential to provide you a massive safety net should anything materialise during your ownership that happened in the past that the seller didn't disclose. However, most items are picked up in the due diligence process. And finally, step 10, closing. The day has arrived. You're now the boss, the commander-in-chief of your own small business. You turn up, you sign the legal paperwork, the funds are transferred, including the surplus funds to you, and you go and start work in your new business. You go meet your employees if you haven't done so already, and potentially start your next acquisition, which can be a bolt-on into the business you've just acquired. This can turbocharge your growth, since acquiring bolt-on acquisitions will give you complementary customers, employees, assets, products and services, and you can also eliminate significant overall costs from a combined operation to rapidly increase profit, the value of the business, and your own personal wealth. And I've personally seen businesses increase in value by up to 10 times by making just one acquisition. So those are the 10 steps you need to follow in order to specify, originate, research, structure, fund, and then close a deal. So that's it for part 3. In part 4, I'll walk you through what you now need to do as a new business owner by creating an automated killer business. I'll share my 7P business success framework with you.
So that's it for this particular video. The next video in this playlist will follow, and please check out all the other playlists and videos for everything you need to know to learn how to buy a business no cash down. In fact, I've crammed everything that you need to know into a special 90-minute webinar titled 3 Insider Secrets to Buy a Profitable Business Inside of 99 Days Without Cash or Knowing How to Run a Business. And here are the 3 big secrets, the 3 killer training topics. Think of these as hurdles to you becoming a business owner. First, I'll show you exactly what the 10 steps are to buy a business, and you must follow these in order. It's really critical. Second, I'll show you lots of case studies of deals structured using OPM, other people's money, and it's no more difficult than high school math. And finally, I'll show you how you can get others to operate the businesses for you, so you can do other things like spend time with your family or buy other businesses whilst enjoying the cash flow that your new business is generating for you. So to register for this groundbreaking training, just click on the link underneath this video on YouTube or type in this link into your browser. It's bit.ly/buy-my-business. And I'll see you on air sometime in the next week. Until then, bye for now.